Hi, this is Laurel, and welcome back to Real Money Talks. We are here on my podcast that I'm so excited that we're doing. We're going to be talking every week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be an audio podcast, and I have a lot of interviews. Every Tuesday and Thursday will be a video podcast. Just quick commentary, things that you want to talk about. If you want me to talk about something, because I'll talk about anything, and I know tons about money, go to asklaurel.com, ASKLORAL.com, and put in your information. Let me know what you want. If you want a guest, if you want to interview somebody, find somebody, banter somebody's theory. I love doing that. I love debates. Let's have some debates. Because the debates I love are about the occupational conversation, which is about today's topic. So today's topic is good debt, bad debt. So first of all, I'm going to frame it that there's two conversations in the world. And you heard me say this over and over. You'll hear me say it over and over because it sets context for the good debt, bad debt. The occupational conversation is about getting a job, maximizing your 401k, getting an MBA, massive bad attitude, and having that whole thing hopefully work out. 2008 demolished that model. Although the financial institutes haven't changed, the people who are really good at that conversation are the Susie Ormans, the Ramseys, the Box. That's great. Not our conversation. We're in an entrepreneur conversation, which is we want you to grow. We want you to live within your means, grow your means. We want you to have good debt. We want you to grow. We want to be an entrepreneur. We want you to invest off Wall Street. We want you to make your money inside of a company like an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp. You don't make money into your own personal bank account. That's the worst money possible. You know, so when politicians and people say, we're going to tax the rich, they're talking about taxing the high income people over here in this occupational category. They can't get to us. You know why? I don't make any money. Laurel, doesn't make any money. My companies make money and I get deductions over there. But personally, there's no money for me to tax. I make $48,000 on my salary income. Guaranteed I'll show you my tax return. It's kind of funny. So you got to get this conversation straight. So those of you that are walking around saying, I'm going to get rich 2017, I'm going to have a great year, then you need a different conversation. You can't straddle these. You can't say, well, I'm going to listen over here, and then I'm going to try to do this. This is not a straddle conversation. It's not a suggestion. It's what it is. You need to do it. So given that frame, and I'm assuming since you're listening to me, we're over here in this conversation of being an entrepreneur wealth builder, you want good debt. So here's how you use good debt. Good debt is debt that is leveraged against assets. So for example, I own a King Air, I own an airplane, $3 million aircraft. The way aircraft financing works is you put down $1 million, third, and you finance the 2/3. So over the last 10 years, I've been paying very, very low interest rate, like, I don't even know, 3% something. So I still owe probably $800,000 or $900,000 on the plane. So why would I take $800,000 or $900,000 and go pay off pay it off? It's cheap money. Like I'm using the bank. I'm using leverage of the bank's money. So I would rather take that $800,000 or $900,000 versus paying off the debt of the plane, because that's good debt. And I also use my plane for business. I take that and I go buy gas and oil wells. I buy franchises. I love being a bank. That's one of my favorite investments right now besides gas and oil. So somebody that wants to buy a piece of property, I'll be your bank. So I'm not 3 or 4% interest. I'm 10 to 12% interest and points. So I'm a hard money lender, that's called. So I love that good debt. And I get the first title on the property. So what's my worst case? They don't pay me they don't pay, say 60 days later. I come take the property. I'll resell it myself. I know how to do that. So I love being a bank. I love investment. So why would I take $900,000, call it as an example from the airplane, and pay off 3% money when I can go make 10, 12, in my gas and oil I'm making upward of 50%. So money is a cost, and good debt is about the leverage of the cost of money. It's not a bad thing to have debt. The only reason why most of you have this weird concept around debt is because you weren't trained properly. So I would agree that having bad debt's bad and you need to get rid of it. But again, back to spending money, why would you use your cash flow like that? Why, if you actually got some money, would you pay off all your debt versus pay part of it? That's fine. I'm fine if you pay part of it. Take other parts of your money and grow for bigger interest rates. It's a cost of money. Grow your money. It's not difficult. So the homework I want you to do from this activity, this podcast today, is I want you to line up all of what you think is bad debt and what do you think is good debt in your life. So for example, if you're commingling your life, I want you to go to your credit cards and I want you to look through your statements in the last 6 months, even year. Yeah, it's one of those kind of night activities or Saturdays. You just got to go through it. And I want you to say, is this a business expense from what you know or not? Could I write it off or not? Was it business or was it personal? If you bought some shoes and you can't write them off, you put them in the bad debt column. If you actually bought a computer and a bunch of, camera equipment and it's for your business, then it's business debt. So uncollapse your current debt the way you see it, make it good and bad. And then let's start a plan. The way to keep this straight is you have credit cards for your company, you have credit cards for your personally. Don't ever use them separately. So even if you're going to Costco and checking out, you're going to stand in line twice. Well, one time, but two piles. This pile is for my business. This pile is personal. Keep your life straight. Clean it up. It's okay to have debt. Every millionaire has lots of debt. Leverage properly. There's my news. Stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, if you ever want to like comment and have us assess with you, I have this cool debt calculator. In fact, I'm going to give that to you as a gift. Go to asklaurel.com/podcast gifts, right? So it's podcast gifts, GIFTS. And I will post a debt calculator there. It's how we teach you how to get out of debt. Very different than the others. And there's my gift to you today. And also just comment on Ask Laurel, put your name and information in. Tell me, how you're going on your homework assignment. Because this one, I gave you some homework. Go check it out.